Using a repricer is one of the fundamental tools that can help grow your Amazon FBA business, but most people are using them wrong. So in this video, I'm going to break down all of the basics, what an Amazon repricer is, how to use it successfully, and I'm going to share 3 major profit boosting hacks that you'll want to implement into any repricer that you're using so that you can take full advantage and make as much profit as possible as an Amazon seller. So if you've never heard of a repricer before, I'm just going to break down the super bare essentials. Skip ahead if you're already a pro at using repricers and you want those profit hacks. But essentially a repricer is just a software that's going to automatically monitor and change prices of your Amazon products for you. So for example, most repricing softwares, you'll go in and set the minimum price and the maximum price that you want your item to sell for. Usually that minimum price is going to be based on some kind of floor ROI or floor profit margin. For my personal Amazon business, usually I'm going to set that floor at about a 30 to 35% return on investment, especially if it's a brand new item. And then as that product gets older and older in my inventory, and maybe I'm not able to sell it, or for whatever reason I have to lower my prices, then instead of changing the prices on Amazon, I'll just go into my repricing software, change that minimum price down lower. And then basically what that's going to do is, depending on how you set up the repricing rule, which we'll talk about kind of the more nitty-gritty details on that, it's going to automatically change your prices to keep you competitive and keep you in the buy box price, right? Because as an Amazon seller, your goal is to be in that add to cart button as much as possible. That's how you make sales as an Amazon seller. And a repricing software automatically changes your prices based on whatever rules you set to try to get you in that buy box price as much as possible, right? So it's a really good way to boost sales. As far as when to get a repricer, it's generally recommended to get a repricer after you're already making some sales on your Amazon listings. The big thing to think about is you can get most repricing softwares for somewhere between 25 to 50 bucks a month for their introductory plans. And if you are spending more than, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours a month changing prices, kind of think about how you're treating your time value, right? You're valuing your time at less than, $15, $10 an hour, right? And if you're a business owner, you got to start thinking about those decisions and increasing the actual value of your time. And that's why you invest in good software for your business, right? So for me and my business, personally, when I started selling about 1,000 or 2,000 bucks a month, that's when I started getting an Amazon repricer, and it was able to immediately help me spend less and less time scaling my business. Another thing to think about when it comes to repricers, I do get asked pretty often, why don't you just use Amazon's repricing tool? There is a repricing tool built into Amazon Seller Central. You can definitely try that, but the problem with using that repricing software is it's based on what Amazon wants for your business, right? And a big thing you have to remember as an Amazon seller, Amazon wants you to make sales, they want you to make revenue, they want to provide the best possible deals to customers. And so in my experience and from everything I've seen from using other repricing softwares, is that the Amazon software is basically the worst way to increase your prices. It's basically always going to want to lower those prices on you. It will keep you price competitive, but it's not going to be able to implement things that I'll talk about here in a second that are going to massively increase your profits, right? Because a good repricing software is going to pay for itself many times over by increasing the amount of money you're making on a listing. It's not just about trying to lower your prices over time and match everybody else's price and all that kind of stuff, right? It's more about increasing the amount of sales that you're making over time while also increasing the amount of profit, which yes, both of those things are possible. And I also want to give you a quick PSA. When it comes to using a repricing software, a lot of them default to making your repricing rule undercut the current buy box by 1 penny, 5 pennies, just like 1%, stuff like that, right? Do not ever set your repricer to undercut by a very small amount of money. If you do want to go in and it's your strategy to undercut your competitors and you've got a great price on something and you bought a whole bunch of it, awesome, right? Undercut people by a significant margin. If you undercut people by 1 penny or basically nothing, that doesn't even win you any extra sales as an Amazon seller. So as you're going in and setting up a repricer, do keep in mind that you want to match the current buy box price, or you can even put the price above what the current buy box price is, and that's still going to allow you to make sales on those Amazon listings, because the way the buy box works on Amazon is typically the sales are going to rotate between the sellers who have the same shipping speed, which is usually going to be FBA, or if you're an FBM seller during peak season when things are really busy, the Amazon warehouse is super backed up and you have good shipping speeds, then you're probably going to have some success making sales as an FBM seller as well. But just keep in mind that if you want to make sales, all you have to do is match the current price. You don't have to undercut people and start a race to the bottom, because that's basically what can happen in the nightmare scenario of using a repricer the wrong way. You set it up to undercut everybody's price, and then guess what? Maybe you have one other beginner Amazon seller who thinks that they have to do the same thing. Oh, you're going to undercut them by a penny, they're going to undercut you by a penny, and so on, right? And then very, very quickly you're going to realize that your price, which once was a 60% ROI, is now at your minimum of 30% ROI, or even worse, it's lowering down to 0 or 5% ROI. And now you've done all the work of sourcing products, put it in a box, and you're not making any money, all because you did that one simple repricing rule wrong. Another benefit to using a repricing tool also comes on the sourcing side of the equation, where we can go in and on any item that you've already listed on Amazon or plan to sell on Amazon, especially especially as we add more and more repricing tools that actually integrate with your SellerAmp account. You're gonna be able to go in here and automatically change the prices of the the minimum price and the maximum price, the repricing rule, all of the kind of the nitty-gritty details. Right now you can do it with Be Cool, and we're going to continue working with lots of different repricing software so that you can integrate whatever you're already comfortable with using. And this is really valuable because as you're going in and looking at Amazon listings, you can just go ahead and check out the charts feature of SellerAmp here. You can see how, for example, in this item, the price is kind of hopping all over the place, kind of jumping up and down from that low and high price. And so in this example, it looks like there's lots of sales happening at, around 28 bucks. And there's also a lot of sales happening at $33. So that is a huge price jump. And so as you're going in and looking at this listing, you'd probably want to say, hey, I only want to make those sales at a $32 price, right? And you can kind of all within SellerAmp here, you can change the minimum and maximum price with your repricing software so that on the fly, as you're auditing products and figuring out what's going to be good for your store, what's not, you can also go ahead and integrate with SellerAmp to change anything that you want to about those products, right? You can also change different repricing rules. Lots of different rules can do lots of different things for your business, but make sure you're integrating whatever reprice you have with SellerAmp there so you can take advantage of that as well. And that's where I want to get into a couple of the major profit boosting hacks, kind of the more tactical side of using a repricer as well. A couple things that I did not think about as a beginner Amazon seller, right? So we already talked about one of the more important ones is use your repricer to boost your profit, right? Never undercut prices by a penny. Always see what you can do. Sometimes you can even set a repricing rule to go above the current buy box price by a nickel, a quarter, a dollar, $5, and just see what prices actually rotate between different sellers. You'd be surprised. Like we just looked at that Stafford listing where the price was rotating between $28 and $33 over and over and over again. So clearly there's potential for you to go in there and set that buy box price above what it's currently selling at, and you might still be able to make sales, especially on those faster selling listings, right? Another way to correctly use your repricing software is to raise the prices in the middle of the night. Find any excuse to raise prices in general, right? But especially for me and my personal Amazon business, I raise the prices on all of my products between 2 and 4 a.m. I'm not super interested in the big sales rush that happens at 3 a.m., right? It's okay if the night owl has to buy from somebody else, because I'm going in and all my listings, I'm raising the price by 10%. And what that's going to do is if anyone else is just following my price, or, several other people on the listing kind of do the same thing, because it's a more and more popular thing on Amazon. So the more sellers that are raising their price in the middle of the night, the more opportunity there is where in the morning, everybody's price is 10% higher. And then if we want to lower prices on each other and try to undercut and make more sales, there's still plenty of breathing room to do that. Generally, you probably don't want to do a whole lot of undercutting and all that good stuff, but buy yourself that breathing room, find any excuse to raise the price, and raising your price by 10% in the middle of the night, it's a great way to do that. And you can set that up with basically any repricing software. They're going to have presets or rules where you can just go in there and set that up. Talk to your repricing software if they don't, so you can kind of figure out how to get that taken care of. And then the next way to massively boost profits with your repricing tool is another way to raise prices, and that's as you're selling out of your item. Let's say you're down to your last 3 units, 5 units, whatever is not very much stock left for that product that you're selling. Go ahead and set a repricing rule on your repricer where it says, hey, if I have 5 units left in stock, raise my price by 5% above the buy box, 10% above the buy box, and start seeing if people will follow your price up. Because as you're almost selling out and you're going to be sold out anyway, you might as well make those last couple sales as profitable as possible. There's no reason not to make as much profit as possible on the way out of that Amazon listing. Or even better, Amazon tends to reward storefronts that are able to stay in stock on products for a really long time. So if you do that, you technically are able to stay in stock on that listing. And even if you're not able to make sales at those higher price points, while you restock that product, you're still in stock on that listing. And Amazon is going to trust you and see that, hey, you're really good at keeping items in stock on that listing, even though you basically just raised your price a little bit, right? So it's a little bit of a buy box hack that you can do there. And you're going to be able to boost profit on things that you're not going to be able to restock as well. So you might as well go out with a bang and make those last couple sales on any ASIN you're selling on Amazon nice and profitable. So I hope this is a super useful guide on how to use repricers for your business. If you don't already have SellerAmp, make sure you get a 2-week free trial down below. That's how you'll source all the products for your business. And you're going to be able to integrate SellerAmp with more and more repricers as we continue growing the tool. Let us know if you have any questions at all, and hit the subscribe button if this is helpful as well. But we really appreciate you watching this video, and we'll see you next time.